everyone, and welcome to the FCC's quarterly call, where we will be discussing a lot of resources and best practices for you today. I am happy to announce that our first speaker is getting ready available. My name is Kayla Hernandez Ulloa. For those of you who have not met, I am Deputy Chief for the Consumer Affairs and Outreach Division and will be your MC for today. Our first speaker will be Alejandro Rourke, who is the Chief of the Consumer and Governmental Affairs Bureau. We will be followed by Miriam Montgomery, who is our Grants Management Policy Advisor, followed by Joanna Pfister, who is with our Office of Economics and Analytics. We will return to Alejandro Rourke from CGB, as we call it for short, and then I will do the wrap up with some additional details. I now would like to present our Chief of the Consumer Governmental Affairs Bureau, Alejandro Rourke. Alejandro, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Kayla. Thank you all so much for joining us. We have had a very busy summer. I can't believe that we're already back to school. We're already getting ready for the fall, and I'm already thinking about Christmas decorations, Thanksgiving decorations. So really thought this was going to be a really great opportunity for us to come together and share some updates about the Affordable Connectivity Program and some of the other things that we kind of have going on across the Commission. So like Kayla said, I'm the Chief of the Consumer and Governmental Affairs Bureau. And for those of you that are new to the Bureau, just for context, we are the group within the agency that develops and implements the Commission's consumer policies, including disability access. We serve as the public face of the Commission through outreach and education, as well as through our Consumer Complaint Center, which is oftentimes the first touch point with the agency for consumers. And we actively maintain collaborative partnerships at the state, local, and with tribal governments in critical areas such as emergency preparedness and the implementation of new technologies. And as of this year, last year, since many of you guys know, we are also established the agency's first ever federal grant program. Next slide, please. So, I want to kind of start by kind of grounding us in what everything that the agency is doing to expand digital opportunity and really, I think, promote digital equity, right? It's not just an important area of focus for me, for the FCC and for Chairwoman Rosenworcel, but it really is an agency-wide priority. And so part of what that means for us in practice is that we are actively working to ensure that we have accurate maps with granular level data so that we know where broadband is and broadband isn't. It means that we are working to close the broadband affordability gap to the Affordable Connectivity Program. And it also means that we are bringing new levels of transparency to broadband pricing through our new broadband nutrition labels. And these will really help us as consumers compare service options and make informed decisions so that we can select an internet service plan that meets our household needs and our long-term budget without the fear of hidden or junk fees. And, so you'll be hearing more about that towards the end of the year and at the beginning of next year, but I want to just flag for everyone. And it also means that we are working to establish rules and model policies to prevent and eliminate digital discrimination. So, and then core for my role at the FCC and at CGB is that we are also ensuring that we have an inclusive and accessible consumer and stakeholder engagement process so that we can promote policies that bridge digital disparities and extend our country's telecommunication resources to everyone, everywhere. What is clear today more than ever before is that bridging our country's digital opportunity divide is a team lift. It takes focused leadership in Congress, across the federal government, and within the public and private sectors, and most importantly, on the ground in the communities that we all call home. So we are really happy that you are taking part of your afternoon here with us to get an update. So I, first of all, would love to start by talking about the Affordable Connectivity Program. That really is, I think, the bulk of what we will be talking about today. And is, the number one most cited barrier, right, that we all know that is keeping a lot of our communities offline is the price. So Deandra, if we want to go to the next slide, please. So I want to start off by sharing a really important moment that we have just reached. So as of kind of last week, the Affordable Connectivity Program now has over 20 million households enrolled across the country in both urban and rural communities. We have over 1,700 participating providers. We've distributed, through the device subsidy component of the program, over 8 million devices. And we know that 46% of the enrolled households use the Affordable Connectivity Program to sustain a fixed connection at home. We've launched, an ACP Navigator pilot program with HUD. We've launched a Navigator pilot program, and we continue to do, as many of you know, Kayla and Lyle and everybody from the Consumer Outreach Affairs Division, a lot of in-community outreach and engagement to ensure that everyone, all eligible households, know and understand that the program exists, and they have the support that they need to successfully enroll and begin to save on their monthly internet service bills. Next slide, please. So, we had a little bit of a launch event. I included this slide because, as many of you know, the Affordable Connectivity Program is really, I think, near and dear to all of everybody at the FCC, and specifically, I think, Chairwoman Rosenworcel. And here's just a quick kind of quote for her, really acknowledging the important role that stakeholders play, that trusted voices play at the community level, to helping us reach this incredible milestone and helping us to connect millions more. So again, I just want to start off by saying thank you for your partnership, for your effort, for your collaboration. And this is really an important and powerful milestone for this program. And we know that there are still so many more households that are eligible for the program and can benefit from this important subsidy. So that is part of what we want to talk about today. But, since we are celebrating, we wanted to kind of lift up that important milestone. And Deanna, if you can go to the next slide, I wanted to share all these awesome resources. That's not the next slide. Sorry, next slide. To celebrate this important milestone. So like I said, there are 20 million households enrolled, and we've included some links on this slide, and we would love your help to kind of celebrate, again, all of the efforts that you have been doing on the ground. We put together and made available a kind of social media toolkit to celebrate this milestone. There is an infographic, as you can see on the left. There's a fact sheet. There is social media posts with captions and hashtags, and all of that is available on these links. This deck will be shared with you all as a follow-up to this conversation, and this conversation will also be archived and recorded for future reference. So just know that we want to empower you with all the tools and resources that we have to help celebrate this important milestone. And we also wanted to kind of not just give you these resources, but share that we want to hear about, the households that you've connected, the stories that you've heard about how the program is making a difference for over 20 million households nationwide. So these are just some resources, but I really want to hear about everything that you guys are doing and the lives that this program is transforming. And more importantly, how thanks to this program, we have a new on-ramp to digital opportunity so that everyone, everywhere can succeed in today's modern society. So this will all be available to you guys right after this call. Kayla will send up a follow-up email. And again, these are all links. So everything is available if you want to get ahead of it and search these links on the internet right now. You are more than welcome to. Next slide, please. All right, so that is 20 million strong. That is a big deal. But like I mentioned, we also know that there are many more households that continue to be eligible for this program. And we want to make sure that we all continue the work of getting the word out there. So with that, I want to turn it over to Miriam Montgomery, who's going to talk about everything that we are doing to invest in and build capacity at the local community level through our outreach grant program to ensure that all of you have the tools and resources to help continue to spread the word about this incredible program. So Miriam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and hopefully everyone can hear me. Thank you for having me and for me to be able to speak to you about the Affordable Connectivity Outreach Grant Program. This is a very exciting milestone for us. I've spoken at prior meetings in the past and gave you all an overview of the notices of funding opportunity that was released, which opened the application window. And crazy to believe that not even a year in, we are 241 outreach partners strong nationwide. It's a very exciting milestone. We've established grant-funded outreach partners in all 55 states and territories, and we're still in the midst of reviewing tribal applications for round 2 funding. So we'll be able to enlist more partners. And I have numbers here that kind of shows a breakdown of, based on the different funding sources, how many grantees that we have. And those 241 outreach partners, we've collectively awarded over $76 million. And there are a lot of great activities, a lot of very ambitious and important work that you all will be doing to not only conduct various awareness activities and outreach events, but also help us with in-person enrollment assistance events as well, getting more ACP eligible households enrolled. And we're here to support you. This is an exciting opportunity. All of our grantees have begun executing, and we're actually starting to see the progress that they're making by way of, how many households are now aware of the Affordable Connectivity Program that previously were not aware of it, and how many households are now, as a result of that, benefiting from this great program. So more to come, and hopefully in the future, in the near future, we'll be able to provide specific metrics on how we've moved the needle with awareness and enrollment efforts. But for now, the commission is 241 outreach partners strong, and collectively, we're going to continue to do the great work of getting more households enrolled and benefiting from the Affordable Connectivity Program. Thank you.
No, thank you, Miriam. And so I think one of the things that I'll kind of underscore about that, and if we actually go back one slide, so all of this information is available at fcc.gov/ACP-grants. And so, like I said, like Miriam said, we have 241 outreach partners across 55 states and territories. So that's basically every state and all territories, I think, except for one. And then, of course, through our Tribal Competitive Outreach Program, which is still doing round 2 of kind of funding allocation. We also have some great tribal partners that are doing this outreach. So then that, again, is a really, really big deal. And for those of you that aren't our outreach grantees, we do still encourage you to check out that list, find partners in your area, and collaborate. We are stronger when we are able to come together, layer our efforts, and again, just like with any other kind of new program, it's important for folks to hear it multiple times for multiple people. So again, really encourage you all to visit this link, get to know our outreach grant partners, and there's a whole kind of suite of resources, including the ACP logo that you could add on to your own kind of outreach materials. But part of what we'll talk about in this call is how we are actually going to be rolling out some new and updated outreach materials and toolkits later on in the coming months. So all of that will be available and distributed through our website. So keep an eye on that. And with that, I'll just say, Kayla, back to you.
Thank you, Alejandro. So our next speaker is going to be Joanna Pfister. And I'm hoping, Joanna, if you can unmute and turn on your camera, please. Okay, I don't think I will check, but let's move on to the next slide while we wait for technical difficulties. So I believe after this slide, Joanna was going to talk about the ACP enrollment tracker. what I will do is, while we are trying to get her on, if we could move to this next slide, which I believe we're bringing back Alejandro to talk about what is coming up.
Oh man, that is way too much, Alejandro, for one briefing. So again, I think part of what we're doing at the agency is ensuring that all of us have the tools to be able to kind of measure the effectiveness of all of our outreach and engagement. And we are so excited to hopefully, I think, have Joanna on the line to walk us through a new map that the agency has just published that allows you to track ACP enrollment numbers by state, by city, by zip code, by congressional districts. This really is a really, really important and powerful tool. And Joanna was going to be here to kind of do a little bit of a demo. So let us track her down. We'll shoot her a quick text. Even at the FCC, we have some technical issues, so hopefully she can join us soon. But in the meantime, we also wanted to flag a couple of things that are coming up and other ways that we can, again, just harness that kind of nationwide momentum to promote this program with a couple of things that are coming up. So September 11th and 17th, we have a Digital Connectivity and Lifeline Awareness Week. It used to only be called Lifeline Awareness Week, so you might be familiar with that initiative, but they've passed a resolution to make it Digital Connectivity and Lifeline Awareness Week, so we can talk about all the ways in which we can leverage all of these tools, and specifically the Affordable Connectivity Program, to ensure that households are able to sign up, connect, and start saving on their monthly bills with the Affordable Connectivity Program. And then we also have, and I don't mean we, I mean these are national partners that are doing this, and the National Digital Inclusion Alliance has their Digital Inclusion Week, which is happening October 2nd through the 6th. So Deandra, if you want to go to the next slide, I think there's some more information about Digital Connectivity and Lifeline Awareness Week. So again, this deck is going to be shared with you all so you can explore and share, but it's essentially an annual outreach event that takes place the first full week after Labor Day, and partner with the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners, or NARUC, and the National Association of State Utility Consumer Advocates. And that's really just a really technical way to say that at the state and local level, we have a lot of really engaged partners that from state and local leaders that will be engaged in promoting the importance of digital connectivity. And this specific week will be about raising awareness and participation in both the Lifeline program and the Affordable Connectivity Program. Next slide. And then, we've also listed ways that you can engage, so just some examples of the way that state and local partners are going to be engaging. So you can use this moment to send an email or a text to your membership list, asking them to share, digital connectivity success stories. Success stories are really, I think, the lifeblood of this program, specifically in this moment, because we want to hear about how the program is making a difference. We encourage, working with state and local community leaders to issue press releases. In the past, there's been kind of proclamations, a video announcement to show your organization support, or to underscore the importance of digital connectivity. And so, like I said, this whole effort also comes with a toolkit that was produced by NARUC, which has a lot of plug and play content. There's a couple of hashtags. And then we also encourage you guys to use this moment to kind of host local or virtual awareness events about ACP and Lifeline. And I think if you go to the next slide, we've also included some useful links here to the toolkit, which includes some examples of all the things that we've underscored, and some information about the Lifeline program. So again, that'll be available for you to kind of about review the Lifeline program and so what other partners have done. All right, next slide. Okay, great. And then Kayla,
That's okay. Can you get the mic working?
were we able to get a hold of Joanna?
I believe we may have solved the technical difficulty, so let me just try one more time. If not, I'll ask Julia. Julia or Joanna, can for one, can you hear us? And two, can you unmute yourselves and go on screen? And if so, we will go back to your slide.
Perfect.
Let's see, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
I don't know if we're gonna get the visual working right now, but I will stick with the audio. That will be we'll call that success. Thank you for your patience, everyone. So yes, thank you, Julia, for coming in and helping me get this. So I'm an economist at the FCC, and I work a lot with the ACP data. And I'm excited to say that about 2 months ago, we launched a map that shows where the total EBB and ACP support is by area. And this map has 4 different layers. So you can see the total claims by state, county, congressional district, and zip code. And I'm going to try to share my screen and walk you through how to navigate this map. Oh, okay, let's see here. All right, so hopefully everybody can see this. When you go to the FCC Maps webpage, which the link is on that slide, and you click on that ACP map, you will get a screen that looks like this. And so you will make it, zoomed out a little bit. And then on the left side are your 4 options for different geographic regions. So if I wanted to look at state, I would click on state, and you can see all of them appear, and they're shaded in different ways. To give a little bit of background of how they're shaded, it's by quintile. So the darkest states are in the top 20% of claims totals, and that's EBB and ACP claims. Then if you wanted to go to a different geographic layer, you would actually unclick this one and click the county, and then you can see the data by the county. And one nice feature is these pop-ups. So you can actually click on a specific entity, a geographic region, and you can see here nicely the total EBB and ACP support, how much is an ACP, how much was from EBB, and the current total ACP households. So just, and that's for all geographic locations. And then also up here in this left-hand corner, you can see the legend, which shows you how those quintiles are divided for each geographic region. So you might be wondering, well, this data is great, but is it also available to download? You can actually find that on the USAC website. I don't have it pulled up right now, but you can essentially scroll down and you'll see geographic summary, and that has an Excel file that has all of this claims data by data month. So this just shows you total, but the Excel file would show the data month. And then the last thing I will mention about this is timing. This data is updated every month, and it's a little bit of a lag in the data. So this data was updated this month, but it's using claims that were submitted through the 15th of July, and then the total households are as of the 1st of July. And so every month would be the same cadence. So that is an overview of the ACP maps.
Wonderful, thank you. And we will make sure to also include some links to the USAC data so that you guys have everything all in one place. But this, I think, really is transformative for a lot of our outreach efforts. Deandra, if you want to go ahead and share your screen again, because it really allows us to kind of track the effectiveness of all of our outreach efforts, again, all the way to the zip code level, at the county level, and through kind of at the congressional district level. So that is, I think, some new kind of data sets and data points that we have, and great that those are going to be available every month. So as a part of, those were kind of like our 3-3-3 big announcement, right? 20 million households enrolled across the country. This program is working. It is connecting households in urban, rural, and tribal communities across the country. Really, really important. We've officially kind of announced all of our ACP outreach grant partners, again, in every state and territory except for one. And then, we have this new tool, this incredible map that allows us to kind of visualize ACP enrollment. But before we kind of leave, I want to make sure to kind of bring Caleb back to talk about all of the ways in which the FCC can continue to support your personal kind of outreach efforts. We are really committed to not just doing these kind of informational webinars, but as Kayla knows and can speak to, her entire team is always out and about in community, doing enrollment events, doing webinars, doing train the trainers. And so I'm happy to turn the mic over back to Kayla. You can walk us through or give us a little recap of how we can all continue to do that.
Thank you, Alejandro. So again, everyone, thank you for being here today. I am going to go through the FCC resources. So there are many ways that you can contact the FCC. We are more than happy to share information. For anyone that wants to schedule a speaker at a virtual event, we have an email address. You can send an email to acpspeakers@fcc.gov. If you already know the date and time of your event, that would be great to include in the email. But even if you don't, we work with you to make sure that we are available for any event or meeting that you are hosting. And please do not worry about time, because we also have staff available that do evening presentations. We also have staff, myself, that also do presentations in Spanish for communities that prefer a presentation in Spanish. We also have limited runs on print requests, but if anyone would like us to send information, if you haven't already looked at our FCC outreach toolkit and information and the community resources on affordableconnectivity.gov, please send us an email to acpinfo@fcc.gov. It's really great that we have information available also in our fact sheet in several different languages that we can share with you. If you let us know the quantity that you need, and if it's for a specific date or event, let us know that too in your email. Give us an address where we can send the information to. We do not deliver to post office boxes, so a physical address is what we ask for, and we can get information to you. We also do train the trainer sessions for anyone who wants to learn more about how to help consumers complete the FCC's information, and how to actually specifically look at the getinternet.gov, and we walk you through the application for ACP so that you can help other consumers. We also mention information that might be helpful if you're helping someone do the paper application. If this is some of the assistance you require, would like to have, please send an email to acpspeakers@fcc.gov. And finally, we do a lot of consumer-facing outreach at the FCC. ACP is by far one of the most largest information sessions that we do. But if there are any questions that you have for the FCC, whether it's regarding to ACP or any of the other consumer-facing issues that we cover, please send an email to outreach@fcc.gov. Most of you here are already on our contacts list. If you receive this invitation from someone else and would like to join our mailing list, please send an email to outreach@fcc.gov. Next slide, please. I mentioned the ACP Outreach Toolkit. This is a listing of all the different types of materials that you can access. They're free to download. And again, some of these, if you send us an email request, acpinfo@fcc.gov, we can send to you. And I'm just going to mention a few of the most popular requests that we have. Under social, a lot of people do download the social media images, and we do get requests for our newsletter inserts, which is kind of a summary of the Affordable Connectivity Program highlights, eligibility, and how to apply, that you can use in your newsletters. Again, free to download, and they're customizable, so you can always add your organization's information to the newsletter insert. We have fact sheets available in about 10 different languages, and that's also another one that we get a request for. We have 9x5 info cards, videos, and PSAs, especially if you need information in American Sign Language. We do have a video available, and audio PSAs for those that need them. Next slide, please. Here is a view of what some of our outreach resources look like. We have the full page flyers, the outreach toolkit, social media graphics. These are all available when you go to the community resources under affordableconnectivity.gov. Next slide, please. So we have a lot of information, as I said. I'm giving an overview here on your screen. And of course, we'll, as was said before, we'll be sharing the slide with you, but I want to just point you to some important links. Our FCC ACP Consumer Hub is available at fcc.gov/ACP. If anyone needs more information about the application process, you can always call the ACP Support Center. You see the number here, 877-384-2575, or send an email to acpsupport@usac.org. The application is available online in English and Spanish at getinternet.gov. And if you have any questions for the FCC or want to know a little bit more, please remember you can always email us at acpinfo@fcc.gov. Next slide, please. We want everyone to have as much information as possible, either because you are eligible to enroll or you're helping eligible consumers enroll. And we want to leave you with this really great website, getinternet.gov, for the application. It also has information there that could be useful to consumers, including how to download the application for those consumers that may not have access to the internet. So again, FCC is available to help you help others get ready to sign up and enroll for the Affordable Connectivity Program. Next slide, and I believe this is the final one. Great. Thank you so much, Deandra, for that.
And Deandra, we could probably put up that last slide, just so it's not just our faces on this. And so, like I mentioned, we are going to be getting the. We are going to be during our next call. We are going to be rolling out new ACP talking points. We've been working really hard with a couple of kind of specialized marketing vendors. We definitely have heard a lot of the feedback that many of you guys have shared with us throughout the year that the ACP has been in effect about how to improve, the quality and effectiveness of all of our outreach materials. So we have partnered with two specific kind of marketing firms who work specifically with consumers across the country to develop consumer accessible messages. So we are going to be rolling out, new talking points, new FAQs, a new suite of social media sample posts and graphics. Like I mentioned, we have this new ACP fact sheet, eligibility fact sheet. We have some back to school flyers, and you guys will also be seeing, and should have already be seeing, a lot of our paid media efforts that are already in the field across the country. But again, we are going to make all of those resources available to you all, and those include direct mail pieces, newspaper pieces, all of the ad content that the agency has placed over the course of the last couple of months. We have banner display ad samples, so all kind of like an entire new suite of resources that we have message tested, focus group, right? And so we want to make all of those resources available to you. So get excited for our next call. You'll get an email from Kayla or Lyle, and we'll be rolling out an entire new suite of resources that all of us can use to really kind of turbocharge all of our engagement as we go forward. So again, you have all of the links and direct contact for Kayla and her team in this deck. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out. And like I said, and Kayla said, we are more than happy to be partnered with you in community. We really want to support you in enrollment events. We're happy to do train the trainers. We're happy to do program overview webinars. And like Kayla said, she's also happy to do some of those in Spanish. So please don't hesitate to reach out. We are definitely partners in this, and we all look forward to reaching our next incredible milestone until we achieve, I think, our big goal of universal broadband access and adoption. So until next time, I'll just reiterate saying thank you so much for your collaboration, your time, and your partnership, and for staying engaged and for being on this incredible journey with us this past kind of like year and a half with the EBB and the ACP. Like I said, it's making a difference. What you're doing is making a difference, and I think is connecting people to the future of everything. So thanks again, and we will see you guys next time.